Welcome to Yoga with AJ. Today we're practicing balancing poses, trying to question what really helps us to balance, whether you're balancing on one leg, on your hands, or on your head. So let's get started through our body and understand how to connect through the balancing poses. So we start out in Sukhasana, easy pose, gently twist to your right and lean forward. If you don't want to go so low and your hips and your knees are coming up, it's all right. You can just be halfway. Lean as far forward as you can without lifting the hips and the knees. Try and bring your shoulders even. And if you can, rest the chin down or the forehead down on your knee. Gently come up. Try the same thing on the other side. You can hug your knee, gently pull yourself down, relax the shoulders, come back up. Let's do that once more. This time we're going to grasp the hand behind, holding on to your wrist with one hand and leaning forward again. Staying here for one more breath. Come back up, twist to the other side. Try and have both your shoulders even. Rather than go down one way, try and have them even. You can feel the evenness in both shoulders as you lean forward. And if this is where you are, that's fine too. Relax the upper back, relax the lower back. Allow your back to breathe with you. And gently come back to the center, waking up the side body, reaching over to the side with your right arm, then with your left. Continue to keep moving gently through your shoulders, waking up the shoulders, the arms, your neck, moving your neck with you as well, like a little dance. And now reaching over to the side, either you have your fingertips or your elbow down. Make sure once again that you're pressing down with your hips and gently bring your arm over. And if this is where you are, that's fine too. Just open the ribs up. Opening up the ribs, stretching out to your side. Staying here for two more breaths. And gently moving to the other side. Open up the ribs. If you can rest your elbow down on the mat, that's fine. If not, it's great to be here and just stretch. Open up towards the side. Come back to the center. Making a nice rotation with your head, moving down to the right, back and left. One more time. Gentle circle. Going the other way, down and left, back and right. Gentle circle. Moving ahead from side to side and come back to the center. Opening up the legs, coming into a variation of the tortoise. Make a nice diamond with your legs. We're going to test how your knees feel in this position, how your hips feel. So if your hips are fairly open, your knees will be closer to the ground. And if your hips are more tight, your knees will be higher up. See how you feel here. Some of you may be comfortable and some not so much. Gently lean forward. See how far forward your back allows you to go. Relax the shoulders, allow the elbows to come out over the legs. And gently relax your head, breathing here for a few seconds. See if you can lean further forward. Think of going forward rather than down. Breathing here just for 3 more breaths. Relax the shoulders. And gently come back up. Draw the feet in. We go to cobbler pose, BADDHA KONASANA. Once again, just testing, doing this very gently, not explosively, very, very gently. Just testing where your knees and your hips allow you to be here. If your hips are tight, your knees will come all the way up. You'll be here. And if your hips are fairly open, you'll be closer to the ground. So just moving the legs, gentle butterfly flaps. Straighten up your back, relax your shoulders, just waking up the hips and the legs. Maybe a couple more times. You can go faster if you want, or go slower, whatever feels good to your hip. And relax, shake your legs out. So we come onto our side. We're going to practice the plank. Our first thought of balance, balancing on both hands and both feet. So once again, making sure your hands are nice, open like starfish. They're in line with your shoulders. Your knees are stacked under your hips. And now just stretch your leg back, stretch the other leg back, and see what helps you balance here. Your neck is an extension of your spine, so don't let the neck drop, don't let the hips drop. Don't let the hips rise. Try and come into a nice flat position. Everything in one straight line, pushing away from the floor. Staying here for a few more breaths. And gently rest your knees down. Sit back on your feet. So it's your stomach, the strength in your arms and the strength in your legs. A lot of people feel that the plank position is about the upper body strength, push-ups are about the upper body strength. It's not just the arms and the shoulders, it's the entire front body. Just stretching gently here, open the knees to the width of your mat. Stretch your arms forward. If you can, bring your forehead or your chin down onto the mat, whatever feels good. Your big toes are touching each other, you're sitting back on your heels. If you're a little higher, that's okay too. Just resting there for 3 breaths. And gently sit up. We try the plank one more time. Hands nice and wide, shoulder width apart, evenly balanced on the front of your hand as well as the back, the outside and the inside of your hand. Stretch your legs back, come back into the plank. Holding here now a little longer, maybe 6 to 7 breaths. And gently rest the knees down. Sit back on your feet, stretch in child's pose once more. This time the knees are together. We're releasing and opening up the lower back. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows, relax your head and your neck. Staying here for 5 to 6 breaths. And gently sit up. So we learnt the down dog pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana in the last class, and we're going to try that one more time. Bringing the hands nice and wide, stepping the legs back, bring them hip width apart. Open the shoulders nice and broad, and if you're not feeling so open in the hamstrings, just pedaling your legs there. Feeling how good it feels in the calf to just stretch it out. The hip is the highest point in the body. Stretching out the legs, one leg at a time, waking up the front of the leg, the back of the leg, the hips, feeling the movement all the way from the heel up into the hip, feeling that connection from your heel to your hip. Continue to do this for another few breaths at your own pace. You can go slower, you can go faster, really get that juicy stretch out of your calf muscle. And then bending both knees, pressing back into the upper body, opening up the hands nice and wide. Press down into your mat, see if you're ready to straighten the legs. If not, you can have your knees bent, try and bring the hip up to the highest point in the body. Lengthening your lower back, opening the shoulder blades nice and wide, lengthening your neck, making it nice and long, and gently rest down one more time, opening the knees to the width of your mat, stretching forward, feeling your hips open as well. Slowly come up, come to a tabletop position. Your back is nice and straight, so we are not doing the curving or the arching position. We are in this nice straight position with our back. And all I want you to do is concentrate on stretching the leg back, starting with your right leg. Straighten up your back, pull the belly into the spine, and raise the leg off. So the leg needn't be very high. It can be in line with your hip or lower. Wherever you feel you can balance without letting your hips go out of sync. Both the hips are square, stomach's pulled into the spine, upper body stretching forward, hands using your body weight in a nice even way to push away from the floor. And gently bring the right leg back. Bring the left leg up. Balance on your hands and your right knee. Press away from the floor. Use your stomach. Keep the hips square. Open the shoulders. Don't sink down into your shoulders or your wrists. Keep the shoulders nice and open. Spreading them down and outside. and gently bring the leg back. Let's try the same thing with our arms. Pulling the right arm up, keeping the back nice and straight. You can look ahead or a few inches ahead of your fingers. Gently bring the right arm down. Stretch the left arm up. Trying to keep the shoulders even here as well. Relax the upper body as much as you can and press away from the floor. Really engage all the muscles. Gently bring the left arm down. Hands are nice, shoulder width apart. Let's try the arm and the leg together. So you're balancing on one arm and one leg, one knee. Stretch the left leg and the right arm. Try not to arch, pull the stomach into the spine, nice straight line. Try not to collapse into your wrist or your shoulder. Keep pressing away from the floor, staying here for a few more breaths. And gently relax that arm. One more time. Stretch the right leg and the left arm. Your shoulders must really be working now. Your stomach is working. Hamstrings, the muscle at the back of your knee, calf, all working now. And gently come back. Relax in child's pose for a few seconds. And gently sit up. So you're going to turn into a majestic tiger, VYAGHRASANA. Your hands are shoulder width apart again. This time we come up with a bent leg. And it's all right if your back is moving with it. Don't need to maintain that straight back. You're coming up with a bent leg, knee in line with the hip, foot facing up towards the ceiling. You can turn around over your shoulder, have a look at your leg, and then look up. And gently come back down. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Try and kiss your knee. Gently bring your knee back down. Let's try it with the other leg. Bring your left leg up. Sole facing the ceiling, sole facing the sky. Knee in line with the hip. Have a look at your hip. Have a look at your leg. And look up towards the sky. Holding here for a few seconds. Chest nice and open. Breathing freely. Pressing away from the floor with your hands. And gently draw the knee in towards your chest. Release the leg. Let's try that one more time. With the right leg, moving a little faster, drawing the knee in, stretching the leg back up. One last time. Stretch the leg back up and release. Trying that on the other side. Left leg coming up, look up towards the sky. Really use your stomach to pull your knee in towards your chest. Stretch back up. One more time. Draw the knee in. And release the leg. Open your knees to the width of your mat and stretch forward. Rest your forehead on the mat just for a few breaths. And gently sit up. Draw your knees together. Curl the toes under, right from the pinky to your big toe, and sit up straight. Interlock your fingers, take a deep breath in, stretch up to the sky. As you exhale, open out your chest. One more time, inhale and stretch up. Exhale, open out the chest and the shoulders. One last time, inhale and up. Hold here for a few breaths, 3 breaths here. Turning the palms up towards the sky, pulling up the sides of your body, pulling your stomach up. Breathing here for one more nice long breath and gently release the arms. You must be feeling the soles of your feet and your toes really working. Press down with your hands and sit up. Try and balance here. Close your eyes for a few seconds and see what happens to your balance. Open your eyes again. Now fix your drishti, your gaze, on a spot right in front of you. See if that helps you balance better. Straighten up your back. Staying here for 3 long breaths. And gently adjusting your body weight, slowly pressing your heels down into the floor and coming up into Utkasana, chair pose. Look up at your hands. Be careful of your lower back. Don't let it arch. Round the back slightly. Pull the stomach into the spine. Press back with your hips as if you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Make the thighs nice and firm. Root down into your feet, breathing here for 3 more breaths. And gently pull back up, relax the arms, shake those legs out. So balance. When you come to a sense of balance, you need to fix your eyes on a spot. Fix your gaze, your drishti on a spot. And that will help you to concentrate, to focus. Draw the legs together. Root down into the feet, open up the shoulders, pull up the stomach, firm the front thighs, the back thighs, and gently pull up onto your toes, getting your heels up off the mat. Try and balance here. Focus your gaze, your drishti on a spot. Pull the belly into the spine and gently release the heels. Spread your toes wide, press them down into the floor one more time. This time with the arms. Inhale deeply, bring the arms and the heels up off your mat. Fix your gaze on a spot, holding your gaze nice and steady, holding your ankles, your hips, your shoulders nice and steady. Breathing here for 3 more breaths. Gently press the heels down, bring the arms back down. So when you're balancing on one leg or even on both feet with the heels off the mat, you need to be really mindful of the joints. Stability in the joints, strength in the muscles. That's going to help you balance. So if you think of your body as a tree, your feet and your ankles are really the roots. Your legs and your stomach, the trunk, and your arms perhaps the branches. So we're looking for stability in the roots. We're looking for stable ankle joints, stable hip joints, and strength in the muscles. Strong calves, strong thighs, strong stomach. So we're going to try and have our legs together and just balance on one leg at first. It's not really a pose. You're just going to get your right leg up and hold on to it for dear life. Straighten up your back. Now bring your awareness to your ankle. Try and have it nice and stable. Press that left foot down into the floor using the heel as well as the toes. Bring your awareness into your knee. Pull up the muscles of the kneecap so there's no pressure on your knee. Now bring your awareness into your hips. See if you feel like doing a little dance there. Is one hip coming up? Try and keep them both at the same level. Relax your stomach and then gently pull up into your stomach muscles, using your stomach to have that leg up. And relax. Shake that leg out. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull up the left leg, press down into the right foot. Bring your awareness into your right knee. Pull up the kneecap muscles. Stabilize your hips. Hips at one level without going up or sinking into another hip. Keep them nice and straight. Pull up the stomach muscles. Relax your shoulders. Straighten up your back. And staying there for maybe 2 more breaths. Gently release the leg. Shake those legs out. So we're going to try and balance one more time. This time the knee comes up just in line with the hip and we transfer the right knee into the left hand. Now fix your gaze on a spot and just balance there. See how stable or steady you feel here. Now transfer the leg into the other hand. Transfer your right knee into your right hand and just open the hip out to the side. Again, try not to sink into the hip. Try and pull up on the supporting leg. Your supporting leg is nice and straight. Your right leg is slightly turned out. See how open your hip joint feels. Some of you might be all the way open, some of you might be less open. See how that hip joint feels. Use the glute muscle, the thigh muscle to pull up on the leg. Press down into the foot and balance there. Use your hand for balance if you need to. Pull up the stomach muscles. Don't let your back arch. And gently release. Shake that leg out. Let's try it on the other leg. Bringing the knee just in line with the hip. Pressing down with the right foot into the floor, into your mat. And then transfer the knee into your right hand. Left knee in your right hand. Release the other arm. Use it for balance if you like. Find stability in your right ankle. Pull up the stomach, pull up the thighs. Back nice and straight. Don't let the back arch. Now bring your left hand to your left knee. Bring the right out to the side if you need to. Open up the leg, see how stable you feel on that leg. So your right leg is facing the front, it's nice, square, the hip is straight. The left hip is opening out to the side. See how open you feel in that hip joint. Come back to the center and release the leg. Shake those legs out. Okay, let's try that one more time with a small twist. So bring your right leg up. Hold on with your left hand. Stretch your right arm behind you this time. Now if you're feeling trouble balancing here already, just focus your gaze on a spot and keep looking in front of you. But if you feel more stable, you can look behind you over your right hand. Fix your gaze on a spot, back nice and straight, chin parallel to the floor. Press your left foot down into the floor, ground that left foot. Pull up your stomach muscles, stabilize the hips, both hips in one nice line. Staying here for a few more breaths. And really steady, keeping your eyes nice and steady as you come back. Fix your gaze on a spot one more time, just at eye level. Staying here for a while, feeling steady in that leg, and then release the leg. Shake those legs out. Let's try that on the other leg. So picking up the left leg this time, pressing down into the right foot. Bring the left arm behind you. First fix your gaze on a spot at eye level. If you're fairly steady here, you can turn around. If not, you can continue to stay right here. Whatever helps you to feel steady. Fix the gaze on the spot behind you. And holding here, pressing down into the right foot. Looking out over your left fingertips. Trying to keep both hips level, pulling up on the stomach, straightening up the back, bringing the chin parallel to the floor. Staying here for a few more breaths. Come back to the center. Fix your gaze on a spot. Straighten up your back and release the leg. Shake those legs out. So now you know what it feels like to be on one leg. And we're going to use that understanding to go into the tree pose. Like I said before, your body is like a tree. So you're going to bring your foot rooted down into the floor like a tree root. Pick up the foot, pick up the toes rather, spread them out nice and wide, press the entire foot down into the floor. Now we pick up the right leg. Try out a low tree at first, see how you balance. Your right leg is turned out, the left leg is facing the front, so it's a little uneven. The hip is uneven, and that's the feeling you're going to get as you get your leg a little higher. Try and bring the leg a little higher. Try and find stability here. If you're feeling fairly stable, you can pick up the leg, pull the foot up into the root of the left thigh. So your right foot is resting right high up on your left thigh. Unless you firm up this thigh, you may feel that your foot is slipping off. So try and stay nice and steady. Firm up the left thigh. Pull up the glute muscle on the left side. Bring your hands to Namaskar Mudra in front of your heart. Open up the shoulders, relax them, pull up the stomach muscles. Hips nice and steady. Try not to sink into the hip. Try and keep it nice and straight. If you're steady here, raise your arms. Bring them up above your head. Massage the sides of your head with your upper arms. Press the palms together. Or you can interlock your fingers and stretch your pointer finger high up. If you don't feel so steady here, you can stay or you can use a wall for support, whatever feels good to you. Staying here for a little while longer. Few more breaths. Fix your gaze on a spot at eye level, a spot that's unmoving, and stay there for a few more breaths. Gently release the arms and release the leg. Shake that leg out. There's always an imbalance in the body. It sounds strange, but there is always an imbalance in our bodies. One side of you will be more flexible, more open, perhaps stronger, perhaps more steady. So have a look. Have a look at which side of you is more steady. If you're not happy here, first just come to an understanding of how the hips are placed. You can even try a low tree for today. You can just be here if you like. Then come up a little higher. Straighten up your back, firm up the glute muscles, the stomach muscles, pull up on that leg, pull up the thigh muscles, chin parallel to the floor, fix your gaze on a spot. Now with that concentration, but still breathing, sometimes when we concentrate, we forget to breathe. Pull the left foot up into the root of the right thigh. Firm up your right thigh. Press that foot down into the floor. Find your balance. Find your balance between the inside and the outer edge of the foot. Straighten up the back. Nice and steady. If you're feeling comfortable here, fix your gaze on a spot at eye level and then raise the arms. If not, you can use a wall for support. It's perfectly fine. Firm up the glute muscles, firm up the stomach. Feel yourself nice and steady. So if you're feeling fairly steady here, you can try and really stretch your arms up. Pull up the stomach muscles, press down into the right foot, and try closing your eyes for a few seconds. See how that feels. Gently bring your arms down and relax the legs, shake the legs out. We're going to do one more standing pose, balancing on one leg at a time. It's going to be the Natarajasana, dancer's pose. I'm going to show it to you from the side and then from the front again. So we're balancing on one leg again, the left leg. You're going to pull the right leg up. Try and hold on either to your ankle or the top of your foot, whatever your flexibility allows you to do. And you can hold on with both hands if you like. Just feeling what that leg is experiencing when you're standing on one leg with the other leg behind you. Staying here for a few more breaths. Just looking in front, fixing your gaze on a spot at eye level, and release the leg. Shake them out. Try the other leg. Bringing all your weight onto your right foot. Transfer the weight first. Fold the left foot. Hold on. And then transfer it into both your hands. And just feel strong and balanced there. Remember, if you don't feel balanced here, you can hold on to a chair or have your hand against a wall. Pull up from the stomach muscles. Make the supporting leg really nice and strong. Hold here for a few more breaths. Fix your gaze on a spot. If you like, hold on with both hands. And gently release your foot. Shake it out. So there are a few ways to hold the foot. You can either hold from the outside of the foot or you can be on the inside, whatever feels good to you. We are going to lean forward in this pose a little bit. And when you do that, first find your stability and then lean forward. So let's try that with a forward stretch this time. Bring your weight onto both feet at first. Transfer your weight into your left leg. Hold on to your right leg. Remember, you can do this against a wall with your fingertips against a wall if you like. Gently leaning forward. And it depends on how flexible you are in your hamstring muscle, the back of the leg. If you can, press with your foot into your hand, away from your body, and then lean forward. And if you're here, that's fine. Maybe you want to come into a mudra, help you to concentrate. If you can come down to 90 degrees, that's great. If not, just stay here, wherever you feel happy. Your shoulder is opening up at the back, your right shoulder, but don't let your hip open up all the way. You will lose your balance. Fix your gaze on a spot. Keep the left leg nice and firm. Root down into the foot. Feel that connection all the way from the hip to your heel. Keeping the leg nice and straight. Come back to the center. Shake those legs out. If you don't have the flexibility in your hamstrings, when you're leaning forward, you might feel like your leg is bending. So don't lean so far forward. Lean to wherever you can, keeping your leg nice and steady. Let's try that on the other leg. Hold on to the foot at first. You can hold from the outside or from the inside. Feel nice and tall on that leg. Press down into the foot, feeling the connection from the heel into the hip. Fix your gaze on a spot. Stretch your right arm forward and just start to lean a little bit. Hold here. Feel nice and strong there. The shoulders opening up. Don't let the hip open up. If the hip opens up, you will lose your balance. And continuing to stretch a little bit more if you can. And if this is difficult, stay higher. Breathing there for a few more breaths. Your lower back is working as well, so this also depends on the openness in your lower back. You shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable there. Lower back, hamstrings, they're all related. Staying here for a few more breaths and shake your leg out. So that's how you feel when you're balancing on one leg. We're now going to Come down to the floor and understand how it feels to balance on your upper body. Don't worry, we're not going up into a headstand or a handstand. We're going to balance on our elbows. So coming down onto the floor, resting those legs for a minute. Sit back in Vajrasana and rest in child's pose. Switch off the legs, switch off the lower back. Breathe here for a few seconds. And gently sit up. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Pointing your ankles, straightening up your back or relaxing your back, however that feels good to you. Come into Sukhasana for a bit. And just rest there. I want you to watch in a relaxed posture. So our preparation from this will be from the Vajrasana. You're going to measure out your elbows, one hand on each elbow, and bring it down towards the floor. Not too far ahead, wherever you can sit back on your heels. Once you've measured out your elbows, make a tripod by opening up your hands, interlocking the fingers, and cheating by pulling one of your pinkies up so that it's not squashed on the floor. And then just press down into the floor and see how that feels. A nice steady tripod, pressing down into your elbows, from your elbow all the way into the heel of your hand. So this is the preparation for the headstand, but we're not doing the headstand. We are just doing a dolphin pose, which will help you to strengthen your shoulders and feel what it feels like. Just understand what it feels like balancing on your upper body. So let's try that together now. Measure out your elbows, bring them down to the floor. Open the hands, make a tripod, cheat, bring your pinky in, press down into the floor. Now step your legs back like a plank and then walk, 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 walk just like a down dog till your hip is your highest point in your body. Now release the head. It's not on the floor, it's off the floor. If your hamstrings are tight, you might feel your legs are bending, and that's fine. Try and straighten the legs if you can. Keep them bent if not. Try and feel your weight on your elbows and your shoulders. Gently release the knees and sit back. Important here is not to collapse into the joints. So you're using your muscles to push away from the floor. If you collapse into your joints, it's going to be very difficult for you to feel balanced and strong there. And the stomach is working as well. So let's try that one more time. Measure out your elbows, make a tripod, press down, feel equally balanced on either arm. Lean back on your heels, and you can do this against a wall. You can press your heels against the wall like a plank. You're in an elbow plank. Then just walk forward with your feet. Your hip is your highest point in your body. Release the head, neck in line with the spine. Inner thighs rolling inwards gently. Legs nice and straight if you can get them straight. Otherwise bent. And stay here for a few breaths. Pressing away from the floor with your shoulders. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Press away from the floor with your upper body and your chest. Staying here for 3 more breaths. And gently releasing the knees and resting in puppy pose. So you're going to bring your knees slightly apart, feet slightly apart, coming up and stretching forward. Your hip is up, forehead relaxed on the mat. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows, opening up the shoulders, allowing them to breathe. And gently sit up. We come to the end now. Getting ready to lie down and breathing really well in your Shavasana today. So your legs are 3 to 4 feet apart, turning out from the hip, just like you did in that tree. Your legs are turned out from the hip. Hip is relaxed. Lying back. Turn your neck to the side a couple of times. Feel relaxed there. Pull your neck out. Relax those shoulders. Relax the arms. Turn the palms up. Take a deep breath down to your toes and exhale fully. Now taking 4 counts to inhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Taking 4 counts to exhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Doing this at your own pace. If you'd like, having your hand on your navel and your heart, doing this at your own pace for 3 or 4 breaths. And relaxing the breath. We're going to try that one more time in a few seconds. Just relax your body, relax your breath, connect with the breath, with the body, however you wish to. And this time, we'll inhale 4 counts, hold 4 counts, and then exhale 4 counts. So you're gently holding the breath in your lungs for 4 counts. Take a deep breath down to your toes. Exhale fully through the nostrils. Remember to breathe through the nostrils, the mouth smiling, gently relaxed, lips together. Inhale, take 4 counts, abdomen expands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in the lungs for 4 counts. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Doing this 3 more times at your own pace. So those were our balancing poses. It's wonderful to understand the body better through the balancing poses. Sometimes you might feel that you're stronger in your lower body. Some of us might feel our upper bodies are more strong. Sometimes the right side of the body is more stable or more flexible, and sometimes it's the left. So through our balancing poses, it's wonderful to understand all aspects of ourselves. Next time, we'll work on hip stability, going a little higher up that tree trunk, moving from the ankles into the hips, and understanding what helps our hips to stay stable and strong. Keep watching Yoga with AJ, and remember to subscribe to our channel.